Hello Internet, welcome back to the Story Nook. Today we are going to be reading more of this story, hold on, titled, Hello, I'm a Witch, and my crush wants me to make a love potion, written by Iko Mutsuhana and illustrated by Vient. Oh, that's the wrong number I typed in. We are currently still in the midst of chapter 2. But yeah, I've been greatly enjoying the story. Last time we read a little bit more of chapter 2. We're reading some more today. We're going to see how far we can get before my voice gets a little bit tired. And you might notice, if you're watching on the Story Nook channel, you can see my Cash App tag because there's been a lot of financial issues happening on my end. So yeah, if you want to, like, hit me up with $1 or $2, tell me what stories you want me to read, what subreddit you want me to, like, explore and read, all that, and I'll read it. You can do whatevs. Because life is being shitty. I might be evicted from this trailer that I live in soon because of bullshit they're pulling. If we could somehow manage to afford the siding is going to cost like $1,400. And that's $1,400 I have. I don't even have my fucking car payment. And so yeah, thanks Dollar General. You don't pay your employees shit, but I needed some money coming in, so whatever. Let's continue forward with the story, now that I've bitched and ranted enough. Grains of sand spilled through the neck of the hourglass, dancing into the glass below. Spices twirled on top of the black tea brewing in the pot. Just a spoonful of orange and lemon, then another. Masala about half as tall as the second rock in the southern part of the garden. Add half that amount in cinnamon. Spin it around and round in the milk. How much do you need? This much is what you need. That's right, my sweet. Just enough for a whale to sleep. Top it off with an extra sweet sugar heap. Sorry, I'm expecting an email on fingerprints. And I saw that email came in, but no, that was just spam. Black pepper, cardamom, cinnamon, clove, orange peel, lemon peel, ginger. The song always helped Rose recall her grandmother's secret masala chai recipe. She smelled the black tea, both the spiced aroma and the song were nostalgic. For the last several years, Rose only used the stove for potion making. But she remembered all the special treats for her grandmother made on it when she was still alive. Rose strained the spices and poured the same amount into the cups. It's ready, Rose turned around, her pale pink hair spreading out like a cloak in the wind. To bring the cups to the table, someone was already seated there waiting for her. Harij had come the next day too, as promised. At this rate, he was sure to come the following day as well. Rose couldn't very well send him on his way after he heard his reason for frequently visiting this part of the woods. She kept her hood off when she was alone with Harij, nervousness over her expressions being on full display intermingled with a shy giddiness she could only assume people felt when they shook hands with a friend in town to reconfirm that friendship. As much as she wanted to keep her hood on, she couldn't stop now. Not after seeing the pleased look on Harij's face every time she took it off, like a boy delighted that his dog fetched the ball he threw. Harij shut the book he was reading. 2 celadon plates sat on top of the table. Rose didn't have to feel embarrassed by what she put out now, thanks to the wooden box containing several dishes with the same pattern. Today he brought her fluffy white bread and apple jam. The glistening jam in the jar and a sweet and tart scent that was appetizing even during the hot summer. Harij raised the teacup to his mouth, took in the smell, and put his lips on the rim. It has an interesting aroma. Doesn't taste bad for something I'm trying for the first time. Tastes good with the apple jam, too, his appraisal surprised her. To Rose, this was what tea tasted like. This is your first time with this flavor? Then what does tea normally taste like? Sorry, congestion. You generally just enjoy the tea leaves. You don't add any spices to it? Nope. I've also never seen tea brewed in a pot before either. I think it will go well with milk. I'll bring some the next chance I get. Rose couldn't imagine what tea with milk and without spices would taste like. Her ridge expanded Rose's small world in many ways, but he never devalued or denied her customs. She could tell he was brought up well. Being privileged gives one room to be open-minded. Rose sank her teeth into the jam-covered bread. It was as fluffy as she hoped, and even the scent reaching her nose was scrumptious. The refreshing sweetness of apples packed every bite with a pulpy crunch. If you enjoy food so much, why do you stick to a diet of lettuce? Wouldn't you rather have a proper meal? Ridge asked, exasperated. Rose couldn't answer because her mouth was full of bread. Is it because most of your garden is taken up by medicinal plants? Cheek stuffed like a chipmunk, Rose bobbed her head. What do you usually make? You don't spend all your time brewing questionable potions, right? This time he gave her a moment to chew and swallow. So, says the man who came here seeking one of those questionable potions? Rose tamped down her desire to sulk. I also use my herbs to make medicines you would be familiar with. Some of my most common concoctions are potions for bruises, potions for when a foreign object enters the eye, potion for dry, tingly skin, potion for after face powder removal, leave-in potion for the hair, potion for rejuvenation, potion for keeping insects away, and so on. There was also the oils that will make you popular with the ladies if you use it to wash under your arms. But she didn't tell Ridge. She might cry if he asked for one. You make some surprisingly normal things. Some of those are even used by the knights. I suppose so. Rose merely made what was ordered. She left wholesale distribution to Tien, which was why she had no control over what went where. Maybe, just maybe, some of her potions were used to heal Ridge's wounds. She would be delighted if they did. So why in the world is lettuce planted in the garden with nothing but herbs? Can't lettuce be used for potion making too? I can use it in medicines to bring down fevers, but it's rarely incorporated into a witch's secret potions. I am growing lettuce because my grandmother instructed me to. Rare herbs you can't get anywhere else grow in my garden as well, so my grandmother often told me to preserve the field no matter what happens. Rose also explained that her grandmother had been her teacher as well. I see, Ridge muttered thoughtfully, placing the teacup on the table. She must have been worried about how you would fare after she passed on, Lady Witch. I beg your pardon? She asked, looking for clarification. Her grandmother used to carp on her incessantly about the proper way to grow herbs, and Rose didn't see how that implied worry on the older witch's part. You don't have any other family, right? I don't. My mother seems to have died when I was young, and that's all I know about her, really. I have no idea whether I have a father or siblings. You might not know about siblings, but you have to have had a father. Rose understood how humans came into the world, but it had really never been a topic of conversation. She knew so little about her biological father that if someone told her that she had been conceived after her mother spent some time inside of a tree hollow, she might just believe it just because then she would know something. Then that is all the more reason for your grandmother to worry about leaving you alone. And she was right to be. Because as much as you thoroughly enjoy food, you don't give it the time of day. Does it really look that bad to you? I have been eating a proper 3 meals a day of lettuce. I don't think you can call eating lettuce a proper meal, but even that lettuce diet is within your grandmother's plans for you. How? Your grandmother had a proper grasp of your personality, Lady Witch. By telling you it's for potion making, you tended to the lettuce, even if you didn't want to, right? It would be a waste not to eat what you grew when it's not used in potions. Rose had never thought of it that way. There was a time, right after her grandmother passed away, that Rose stood at the stove, but she didn't think the food she cooked was particularly tasty and ended up developing a habit of skipping meals. She found cooking to be so tedious, she even created a potion for removing hunger. Like, damn, honey. My girl is just like, I have better things to do than eat. It's fine. Then she had to take care of the field, which meant watering it early in the morning and staying exposed to the sun for hours while pulling weeds. Rose couldn't enjoy a lazy schedule of sleeping when the sun rose and waking when it set because the lettuce and herbs would wither. Some plants were more delicate than others and had to be given extra care or they would die overnight. Rose had zero confidence she would have listened if her grandmother had only instructed her to wake up at a decent time and eat a proper meal. She was embarrassed and filled with a heartwarming joy that Ridge realized how much her grandmother worried about her without ever meeting the older woman, when Rose herself had never realized it. Her grandmother cared about her so deeply that she planned ahead for the time she would be gone. Learning about the depth of her grandmother's love brought Rose incredible happiness, and she deduced that Ridge realized her grandmother's unique way of showing love because he was a similar type. I really am in love. I knew you would love it. Eat more. Ridge happily held out a slice of bread. Did you think she was talking about the food? Rose accepted the slice coated in a thick layer of apple jam. Delicious, isn't it? Boundless kindness glimmered in Ridge's eyes. Maybe he was worried about making Rose emotional after talking about her grandmother. Want another slice? After I eat this one. Okay, he said, smearing jam onto another piece of bread. Rose munched on it. Look at how cute she is. We're gonna go to actual size so we can see the full image. Because it's cute, actually. Page fit. There we go. Look at that. And we got Rose and Ridge. It's awesome. Look at them. They're great. They're absolutely wonderful. We're going to go back to our automatic zoom. Just a spoonful of jam and then another. Your song is pretty catchy. Just enough for what to sleep? He spread the jam. Ridge sang the same song Rose had while making tea. For a whale to sleep. That said, I don't know how long whales sleep for, but by the time I finish singing, I have brewed a tea that tastes just like how my grandmother used to make it. The song was a guide on how to brew tea, including what ingredients and how much of each to put in, how much to grind, and how long to boil. Rose loved listening to the song with the sound of boiling water. So then your grandmother taught you this song? No way! She was not the singing type. After she said that, it dawned upon her. If not a grandmother, then who could have taught her the song? Who had sung it over and over again to the point Rose remembered it word for word? So you do remember something about your mother. Her non-existent father and siblings were out of the question. So if it wasn't her grandmother, that only left her mother. Rose scrawled hard to hide the tears emerging in her eyes. Hiding her expression was a complete failure this time. Ridge laughed when he saw her scrunched up face. Do you always dodge questions you don't like with a scowl? All this time, Rose had always concealed everything. Her expressions, emotions, and the truth. Behind a stern face. Pushing people away kept her safe. She had it burned into her psyche that only that only unthinkable horrors awaited such a magicless discoverer that witches lived and breathed by the truth. Oh, awaited should the magicless discover that witches lived and breathed by the truth. But he just reminded her that she could no longer fully deceive him, and that it was because he had this special knowledge of her circumstances that he was trying to become someone she could talk to. In which case, she didn't have to bottle it up anymore. She couldn't. Her lips trembled and she sniffled. She ripped a chunk of off the bread with her teeth and munched on it. In this moment, Rose tasted immeasurable joy. And the next is chapter 3. We're gonna go to this page. But yeah, so that's the end of chapter 2. It took a while. But woo, we made it to the end of chapter 2 of this light novel. It's a great light novel. I personally really, really love it. But I hope you're all staying good, staying healthy. Remember to stay hydrated. I'm currently drinking a flat Baja Blast from Taco Bell that my husband got me last night. Hopefully y'all are staying hydrated with whatever it is you want. Tea, coffee, water, whatever it be. I personally don't care. But yeah, life's been going crappy for me. This year's been kind of crummy. Don't know if I'm gonna be homeless, living in my car come June or not. I'm a lot of things right now, and it's not good. Probably why I haven't been reading very much, or at least not reading aloud, because, like, I've been very depressed. I legit thought about committing myself last weekend. Like, that's how bad my mental health has gotten. That's woo. I'm hoping I get this job. Currently, I work at a Dollar General, only making... They promoted me to key holder, which pays, like, $11.05, like, $11.25. But starting out, they only pay $10.20, and it is not enough. I don't even make enough to, like, cover my car payment that's coming out within 1 week's worth of work. So, yeah. That's fun. I'm expecting an email to do fingerprints for a janitorial job, which pays $13 an hour starting out. And then I also have an interview for a local chicken joint. So hopefully I'll have that. But if you guys want to support me, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, let the YouTube algorithm know that you're enjoying this content. Check out, I don't know if my link tree is on the Story Nook channel. I can put it there, but I do have, like, a Redbubble, and I have a Fiverr, and I have a Ko-fi. So if you want to, like, commission me on Ko-fi or Fiverr, those are available. Redbubble, you can go ahead and get some of my stickers. I don't know if I have Mel up, who is this character you see here, the cat character. I did have some more designs, so I could try to change her emoji. But yeah, let me know if there's anything specifically that you want to see. You're all awesome and wonderful. And thank you so much for, I guess, being here and supporting me, and have a lovely day. Bye!